Have you ever walked into a store only to find aisles and aisles of energy drinks? No? What do you mean no? Oh, you use DoorDash. Duh. Hello. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Recently, after I decided to touch some grass and be one with society, I noticed a trend of less soft drinks or sodas in stores only to be replaced with mentally focused, largely caffeinated, well-balanced, allegedly of course, energy drinks. And while sodas are saturated in unhealthy quantities of sugar that turns into fat, or ingredients that we can't pronounce without a Google translator,
inositol.
Huh. That's how you pronounce it. The energy drink market is actually worse than what people had 30 years ago, but yet the aisles in your local market are being replaced with the mark of the beast, or whatever Karen over here was saying.
If God can use people and product, so can Satan.
Everything that I'm going to be talking about today ties into nostalgia because growing up in the 2000s, we got to see the rise of the oversaturated energy drink market. This trend isn't anything new, as some brands like Crunk Energy, which I did a video on, showcased the market shift in the 2000s, and this even applied to the soda industry in the mid 20th century. Now, I won't be doing a deep dive into what happened, but I will be showcasing what I have seen on how the energy drink market became oversaturated. So let's get this BFV, not BFC, rolling. What really brought the energy drink market shift to my attention was my addiction to its consumption almost a year ago. Each day would be started with whatever flavor Rockstar, it didn't matter which one, and it became the norm to get through the day at my regular job plus whatever content I was cooking. But there were a lot of downsides to this addiction that I will get into later in this video. As I was trying to get away from these demons on my shoulders, the alternative was to switch to either more sparkling beverages like Liquid Death or just quit cold turkey. Both are really hard to do because it's almost like these energy drinks are everywhere, offering different sizes, interesting graphic designs, and bold flavors that were designed by AI for some reason. Gross. So how did we get to this point where most soft drink aisles have been replaced with sugar-free energy? A big part has been marketing, especially with influencers, but we also need to look at how we have shifted to a more fast-paced work environment that caused all of this caffeinated energy. Remember how I mentioned that this ties into nostalgia of the 2000s? Most soft drinks or sodas of that time were on the brink of something new. Experiments like Sprite Remix or Sobe, which I did videos on, were a part of this industry shift, and while they were not energy drink adjacent, they did show how major players like Coca-Cola and Pepsi were on the search for the next big pop culture icon.
Since I'm feeling a little sluggish, a Red Bull energy drink is really what I want.
All right, as long as you still turn into a prince. Oh my God, you're totally beefy. Wait, where are you going?
I want to check out the other princesses, keep my options open. Excuse me.
Out of nowhere, like a heart attack, Red Bull would break the barrier at the end of the 1990s, pushing the energy drink market to the extreme. Through major marketing campaigns under X Games, where we got to see some sick and talented stunts, or legendary rally car driver Ken Block drifting around the streets of Dubai, you could see how much these corporations were pushing for this industry shift. And it worked. Now, walking into a convenience store during that time was vastly different to today. The air felt cleaner, everyone seemed more down to earth, and your selection of energy drinks wasn't on every shelf or aisle. Peace. Then came the 2010s and 2020s, where soda was becoming too expensive to consume, diet wasn't really diet, and YouTube or TikTok stars were promoting their own energy drink flavors. Alright, so now that we got those details out of the way, we are stuck with just selecting the vast amounts of flavor in energy. Now, I phrase it like this because the majority of what is consumed through these drinks is actually worse for your health than soda. Most of these drinks promote mental focus or a sugar-free option that have little to no calories but have weird ingredients that people care less to read. Like, what the is this? Oh, it's a sugar alcohol that can be made naturally but can harm gut health? You even have GoodRx making videos on YouTube about the unhealthy nature of both soda and energy drink consumption, but not like we can get away from aisles and aisles of caffeine, especially with those deals of buy two, get one free, or energy drinks being less than a soda today. Like, why is a 12-pack $10? And then there's all these vitamins that they put in these energy drinks that you can actually consume in a pill form, which I actually have a few bottles, like otherwise known as B12, that aren't as harmful as all of these things that you're consuming in an energy drink. Over time, even while drinking the sugar-free options, I noticed more body fat and weight gain, but that could be due to my metabolism going into overdrive after so much consumption of sugars and caffeine. I also noticed that my gut health was on the decline, which can be a byproduct of metabolic syndrome that can lead to diabetes, which no one can afford here in the US. Something else I haven't really talked about but did mention briefly is the workflow of today's society. We are all very tired, but that could be due to drinking this overcaffeinated beverage, and we are now having to compete with AI, stricter management deadlines because of fast-paced work environments, and the stress of paying bills because everything is way more expensive. This can all be toxic, so why not throw in more toxicity into your life with caffeine? Energy drink consumption is not all bad in moderation, but with the industry now focused on pushing the next bold flavor of caffeine and being sleep deprived to meet deadlines, it is getting difficult to not consume the next summer edition of Red Bull. With this video at its end, have you noticed how out of control the energy drink market is? And are your local stores seeing an incline of store brand caffeination to get in on the industry? Did this video make you take a second look on how the aisles are changing in your local stores? And hell, maybe Karen was right about being possessed with no sleep.